Yeah. I could actually put it up here. And the bookmark.
It says it's recording now.
Yeah, because I just pressed recording. Let's see. Add a bookmark. Here's the link. Let me hold on. Okay, so here, let me share, and I can show you where I put it. Also, talking with Mitch yesterday, we found out that we don't have a corporate Slack channel, which, you know, that's something that you would have to pay for. So a lot of the stuff will be deleted. I don't know how long, but our history messages will be gone. So it's kind of good that I started doing that, I guess, Notion.
Yeah.
But if you go up here where it says Cayden, I put the Zoom link up here, and then I could also put the other stuff that we have, like videos or whatever, in there as well. I'm gonna stop sharing. Okay. Hey, how is everyone doing?
Good so far.
Okay.
I just had my interview, just finished my interview from one company.
That's good.
Yeah. Hopefully it will come out good.
Yeah. And Tammy, how's things going with you?
Sorry, I was in the kitchen. Yeah, it's going.
Gotcha. Cool. So I don't want to always keep taking control. So if anybody wants to speak up, you guys are welcome to. I know we're supposed to work on, I guess, Asana, right?
Yeah.
You can walk us through how to use Asana. I actually am kind of lost, really. I tried, but didn't have time to explore it.
Well, I haven't used Asana. This is my first time using Asana. I'm assuming it's very similar to Trello.
Right?
Yeah. It just looks like there is, I think you could actually, it looks like there's an inbox. I don't know what that is.
I know Tammy started some stuff in there, but I didn't know are we supposed to respond to this the things you wrote down there, or just to keep track? I don't even know how to move. You know how you do it on Trello, you move stuff when you're doing something, and then
You can just click and drag it.
today.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm assuming you're talking about the all features, right?
Yeah. Mhm.
That's when they met with Bobby. So that's all the stuff that they came up talking with Bobby.
Mm. Okay.
And that's what we're gonna go over with, I guess, creating the tasks and also my component flow. I did ask Bobby about, because I wanted a little more clarification about what she wanted to do with WordPress. She didn't want to get rid of WordPress. She just wants it to be usable with the app that we're making, the website. So I was going to look into some more stuff as in adding it, which I don't think it's going to be complicated, but there's a couple of questions that I wanted to ask her, but I figured we could do that as a team. And then I actually got her, I talked with her and got her a domain name. I don't know if any of you,
Nice.
That's cool.
I don't know if any of you actually have set up a domain name.
Yeah, don't you have to pay for it?
You do. So I could actually transfer it over to her and she would just pay me for the amount.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So I asked her like what name, and I thought it was Cayden Kennel, and she said that was her blog.
Okay.
So she wanted it a different name like Cayden May or Cayden May Pets. And I checked to see if both of them were available. They were, especially the .coms. So I said, if you're interested in one or both, let me know and I could pick them up. So we did that. And I got the CaydenMay.com. And so when we set it up, we could use it into the URL.
Cool.
Trying to think what else. I don't know. Do you want me to just, does anybody want to share the screen and then we could, or you want me to share where we're looking at the components and we could have someone fill out the Asana as we're looking at the components?
I'm sorry. I'm just gonna interrupt you real quick. Mitch, did you delete the Figma wireframe?
Yeah,
Any
because
chance?
it crashed on me, so I created a new one. I haven't shared that one. So I'll be
Oh.
sharing yeah. For some
Okay.
reason, I don't know. I was tweaking on something and that got affected. My computer just turned off. I forgot there's no power. So when I open it crashed. So good thing I have another backup and then I redid that, but I haven't shared it.
Okay, cool.
Mhm. So hopefully I can share that to you later. And then I was thinking that since is it you and I who's gonna do the front end, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so I can start probably a boilerplate and then start a little bit of components in there, and then maybe we can collaborate each other and help out each other doing the functionality in it.
Yeah, of course. Sounds good.
Yeah, and then I'm trying to still think the other pages, how would it look like? So since I crashed the other one, so everything's out of my head. I have to work on it.
I actually have a screenshot, I think.
Yeah, I have that too.
I was so mad. I said, really? I said,
Where-
oh.
Where are my screenshots?
Where I was looking. I didn't do like individual ones. I have a big one. So whoever did the other screenshot may have a little bit more detail to it.
I think I may have deleted it. I can pull it up from like the screenshot that's in our email right now,
Mm-hmm.
but that's the closest thing that I might have.
I just posted the one that I actually had. And like I said, it's just like a screenshot of the whole thing. It's not individual.
Check that out.
Give me 1 second. I'll be right back.
Mhm.
Cool.
I also did some research on Square API. I found some really good stuff. I want to be able to understand it before I share it. But I think I found actual code that we could plug in.
That's awesome.
Yeah. It's just, I'm not 100% sure. So I don't want to share something that I can't really talk about.
Yeah, I kind of feel bad that you're kind of
Okay.
doing all the work,
No, I'm not.
Sarah. It definitely it does. Yeah.
I mean, I could back down if you want me to, but I don't feel like
yeah.
Yeah, I can also back down doing my
No,
doodling.
no, I'm just saying you guys are amazing, and I feel terrible that I have not contributed in the way that you both have. And definitely tell me to get my shit together. And
I will
Yeah.
probably be needing you when it comes to coding and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. I'm terrible at it, but
Well,
I'll
I am
we'll
terrible
hold
at
each
it,
other up.
I'm learning, you know.
Yeah.
and I think my problem is I'm used to running a group. So I'm so used to just doing stuff ahead of time. So that's
I
where
like.
I need to slow down. Because I don't want you guys feeling like, hey, she's doing all the work, I don't need to do her anything, or hey, she's doing it, I don't want to mess something up. Then you don't learn. And that's how you grow is, I mean, I seriously make lots of mistakes as I'm going. But I I'm a planner, and I think that's where you think I'm doing a lot of work. I'm just prepping stuff. I haven't really done anything. All I did was, I created the component thing and I'm just reading stuff, and then I'm a note taker. You could ask Mitch all through Lambda. That's all I've done is take notes. It's my way of understanding stuff, but how I take my notes, I think it's easy for you guys to understand as well. So I just share.
Oh yeah, I definitely appreciate that. It's just like we kind of need a project lead just to kind of get everything organized. So you're perfect for that role. I'm sorry, I just got you into this, but I'm just saying, everyone, if we were to have a project lead.
Well, I do know
Sarah,
Hanlon has been very helpful too. So, I mean, you both have. Like, I honestly wouldn't have been able to get all this stuff together if you and Hanlon didn't talk about what you guys discussed with Bobby, because I had no clue what you guys talked about. So you guys were able to get that across to me where I think I understand it, and that's what I'm going with. So
okay, yeah, cool. No, for sure. Sorry. While we were on this call, I kind of just updated the Asana, like the screenshots are that you sent us. I kind of just moved it up to the design wireframes under the to-do section. So Mitch, if you kind of forgot, we have that outline that you had originally sent us. And granted, we can't really see the font, but the general gist is there.
That's fine. As long as the outline is right there, I can probably pull everything back together. I actually did the first page. I redid it.
Okay.
The other pages that I'm trying to build to go along with it, that disappeared.
Yeah, I don't think it's a problem. Should we separate these things like back end and front end? Like
That's what I'm trying
don't
to figure
have too
out.
much.
I think it would be a lot easier if we do, or at least put back in the card itself. So it's not as confusing. I mean, what we did in our build weeks and labs is we created a column for just the back end and a column for the front end.
Yeah, I have
and
it.
Oh, it looked like you had that,
I'm
and then you got
doing
rid
that
of it.
right now. So I'm just clicking and dragging, and so now I think we can see it.
Okay, yeah. Well, yeah, there, I could see it now.
Awesome.
Well, I can move that to front end.
And then what I could do that might be helpful is bring up the component. Oh, and Tammy, the whole wireframe thing, I did it for not the wireframe, the full stack thing. I did that for me, and I shared it with everyone, just thinking that it would be helpful to understand like what is in there, just because I personally don't know everything that's in there. But those are the things that I came up with.
Yeah, it's like super neat. It's definitely better than what I would draw up. Yeah, so like I guess we just need to flush out like the certain, oh right, we're gonna use Redux or no?
You could use Redux. I know Redux actually has hooks
Right,
now.
yeah.
So we could use the hooks. There's component API. I think Mitch is familiar with component API, if I remember correctly. I've touched Redux. I've done a couple of projects like in Lambda. I would have to look at my old projects to look at it. But I could probably work with you with that. And then, like I said, I think you could do a lot of the Redux in the hooks, which makes it easier. They say it's not as complicated, but I don't know. I haven't done that.
Yeah, because of like the store. In Redux, I haven't really worked with Redux that much. I think literally for a day or two. I think I told you that. But that's something that is super convenient to incorporate, so we don't have to keep passing the props up and down everywhere.
Right. And then Mitch, I mean, I know that you use context API in the what is it called? The recipe database. Are you comfortable with that, or you want to do Redux? Mitch, if you're talking, you're muted, so I'm not sure if you know that.
I'm sorry, because of my dog.
Oh, you're fine. You're fine.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not sure really if whether to use Redux or use the API, context API. So, but then I can always try, but well, I'm gonna try probably when I get to that stage. So whatever flow we can make it more easier and make it more flexible for the site or usable. I guess that's where we have to use it. Because I'm
Okay.
not sure about Redux. I hated Redux before because it's too verbo.
Well, it was funny when I did the Redux, and everyone says Redux is the complicated part. I understood that, and then when they started teaching us the context API, and they said it was a lot easier, I couldn't simplify it. I couldn't figure it out. So
Yeah, Redux is just too verbo for me, and I hate a lot of reading and typing and everything.
So I mean, yeah.
Right.
So it's something that you guys are working on the front end. That's
Yeah.
something that you guys need to think about. Is that what you want to do? Are you wanting to do Redux? You want to do context API, or are you wanting to test out the Redux hooks? And I could see if I could find some stuff on that.
I thought we were gonna use React hooks.
Yeah.
We're using
Yeah.
React. So since we're using React, we can use React hooks
Okay,
instead of Redux hook and use Redux.
that
I
sounds
don't
good.
know. Mm-hmm. So, but then it's up to you guys. But then I'm not. I'm telling you, I'm not more. I'm not proficient yet. So
It's okay, Mitch. Like I don't remember anything. Like I actually never really worked with not really. I've never worked with context API, and Redux was something that I just read up on, and I've just been constantly using React and its hooks. So my code is usually really messy, and we'll just learn along the way.
Yeah,
Okay.
and-
Yeah, we can collaborate and see how my codes are messy too when it comes to coding.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, I'm not confident and I'm very, very green when it comes to code. So it's just I do the mantra, fake it to make it. So
I just hope you're good, Tammy, on JavaScript. Plus, I'm
I'm not
really
good in I'm not good in anything, but I can tell you that I am.
you could fake
they're
it till you
really
make it,
not.
Tammy.
Yeah, I can lie to you,
Yeah,
but I'm not.
I can apply it. I can do all functionality, but then sometimes I'm lost. It's just I am so freaking lost.
I think the main thing with coding is that you never feel good at it until you realize you can build it.
Oh, yeah.
And most of coding is looking it up and seeing if there's an answer on Stack Overflow or anywhere.
Seriously,
Yep.
I think
So-
copying and pasting.
If you're good
code
at
from
looking
left
it up
right.
and
yeah.
finding it, you're good at coding.
Said,
Or
developers are copy and paste most of the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. And being able to look up the stuff is a skill.
It really
I can
is.
tell you many times that I've had several people reach out to me because they didn't know what a code, like a code error was. And
A
if you
lot of
just,
people don't
Go
know
ahead.
how to look things up correctly, and even I have this problem sometimes. One of my friends during her masters, she was like trying to figure out one of her code, like one part of her code, and she was like, I cannot figure this out. And I was like, okay, did you look it up? And she's like, yeah, but I can't find any answers. I'm like, okay, so what's the problem? She literally like just explained to me the problem, and I was like, okay, look up XYZ. And she looked it up and she was like, oh my God, I found the answer. I was like, yep, learning how to Google is also a skill.
Yeah,
It
it's a
is.
skill.
you got to be able to, like, I remember when I first started looking up stuff, I was writing out full out sentences. Like, how do you do this? You know, and after a while, you don't get a lot of stuff. And then I've
Yeah.
had, you know, my roommate was like, just think of exactly what you're trying to do without a sentence. And when you do that, more come up. I mean, there's also techniques in there that I don't know how to do. Like you could do like you could do blog colon, and then like, so if you're looking for certain topics of, you know, blogs like Redux, you could do blog colon and then do Redux, and it should bring up only blogs.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if that's the correct way, but I think that is. I haven't done it. I've done it when he told me to do it, but it's not something that I'm very familiar with. But yeah, there's just different ways. And then if you have code errors, the one thing that I learned is if you just copy the code error and put it into your search bar, most likely you'll get
Yeah.
a Stack Overflow answer.
Yeah. True.
So yeah, it is a skill, and there are several people that still don't know how to do that. And being able to do that will set you apart from a lot of the different coders.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm trying to figure out how to do the whole Asana thing because front end and back end are so intertwined
Right.
in the little blocks that we have right now. I don't really know how to separate them too much. But if we go through the component chart and like rewrite everything, it might help potentially.
Yeah. So the one thing, and if it's like Trello, let me see if I could pull up my Trello from.
Because we can do subtexts or subtasks within each of these tasks if
Right.
we want to.
So what I was going to suggest is, like, if we're going to talk about navbar, we would break it down into individual. Let's see where.
Yeah.
So this is what we did and this is Trello, not Asana. But, you know, we had our stakeholder questions, which you don't need to do that. We have a thing for it. And then what they did was, because of all the different columns, it was really confusing. So we did color coordinating. So you knew, oh, if you're a web developer, you're going to go to the yellow part. If you're a data science, then you go to the green part. Then we've had like our stretch stuff. These were questions that I wanted to ask DS. This was our ideal goal, but then this was like our MVP features that we needed for it. So we set it up, but I think like if you go in, we have like a little bit tests inside. So like once you do it, you just click each one when you're done with it.
Okay.
So, I mean, I think Asana does that. Is that what you were talking about? Sub?
Yeah. So we can also assign all these tasks to different people too. So it's not, yeah.
Yeah, and you could probably just go in and assign it to yourself when you're ready
Yeah, you
to
can.
take it.
Yeah.
Also, as we were talking about Redux, my roommate came in and said, listen, you don't always need to use Redux or Context API. So sometimes you don't always have to manipulate state that much. So I've never done it, so I don't know how that would be, but that's also an option.
Yeah, you're right, because we're not really, it's just fetching from like whatever she has, right, and displaying it to the front.
Yep.
Yeah, so it's really not that
Yeah, and you're
complicated.
And you're comfortable using, have you used Axios?
No, but isn't that just for like heavy fetching? Like for like
Axios,
a larger database?
Axios is where
faster,
you would
yes,
connect.
faster?
Yeah, Axios is where you would connect our backend. So you would do an Axios call. So once we make our backend, we would have a link that you would add in there, and you would put that link into the Axios call, and then you would.
Yeah.
Sorry. No, you're fine. And then like I think you need to have like the use effects used, because that's where you want to like map over stuff. And then you have your event handlers, so like, you know, different things that you're hitting.
Yeah. So I didn't use Axios till maybe recently, and I've just honestly been regular fetching from like the back, like with the local host or whatever.
Okay.
But Axios definitely seems fancy, and we can definitely throw that in our code.
Yeah, I mean, whatever you're comfortable with, go ahead and do it. I just wouldn't, like, I've only done the Axios, so if you do it, you might have to walk me through what you're doing. Now, we've done fetch, like we've done our actions, you know, we've had like an actions file, and that's where we're doing our CRUD, you know, your create, read.
Isn't that Redux though?
It's not just Redux.
I didn't have to.
It's like a combinations, Sina, that you use your CRUD also fetching, and then you use Redux.
Yeah. Okay, so we definitely have two different like learning points, because I didn't use like the different folders of like actions and controllers and stuff till I graduated for a different project that I was working on. So yeah, definitely gonna have to YouTube a lot.
Yeah, and we could always go back and look at old, and that's the thing, like when you create something, a lot of this stuff is reusable. I mean, a lot of stuff is going to be used throughout different websites. It's just the design that you might want to change a little bit. So once you have like specific things set up, like your CRUD, you could just copy it over and then just like link the proper linkage to it. So
yeah.
And we could always look at our projects and see like what's going on and go from there too.
Great.
Yeah, we will probably be looking around and playing around with our code to make it work. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
since we don't have anything yet, so we don't know what we're working on. So that's how I look at it. As I go along, I just think of maybe I'll use this to make it work. You know what I mean? To fetch
Mhm.
stuff on the back end or stuff like that. But if I'm gonna be doing my project now and I don't have any base on anything of what I really wanna do on my goal, I don't think I can put it in code until I start it. You know what I mean? So we can play around and help each other.
I agree. So Hanlon, are you going to be controlling the Asana board?
I can.
Well, I just know that you started.
If someone
doing
is
some
like
stuff.
down to just be the one to tell me what to put, that'll be great.
Well,
Because we can like
that's why I wanted to share this screen so we could all talk about it, and then
Yeah.
whoever is scribing into Asana can put it in there.
yeah, so that works.
So I guess the first thing is we probably want to create a home page.
Mm-hmm.
And then in the home page, we probably want to have, so like, I guess this would be, a lot of this will be front end right now.
Mm-hmm.
I would have to think of what we're doing for back end. So this is mostly front end that we're going to be putting in Asana right now. So I think we should do one component that says home page / landing page, and then just put like I have the nav, the images, and the footer, and just leave that as one. And then we could do a nav bar, and then we would break it down to the search filter, about me, the products, log, cart, and drop down menu. And then we could actually break down even more for each one of these. I mean, unless you guys have suggestions.
So what I was thinking is, I'll create the boilerplate, and then as we go along, I will. It's like you're saying, we're gonna do the like you're mentioning the heading, the home page and stuff. I'll put the components there, but it will be blank, so that, and then we'll share that in GitHub, and everybody can actually have their own clones, and then we can put on each part that we're making. Let's say I was creating the about me section, and then I'll put the codes there, and then I don't know if that's how you guys want to do it, so that we're not too much overwhelmed. I'll just create the boilerplate pairs and the put the components in there and see what we can work on, and then I guess once we put our codes in, and that's when we start collaborating if it's going to be functional and matching our design or something. I don't know if that's right, Sarah.
I mean, it is right. I mean, it's part of what we're wanting to do. But the whole point of Asana is breaking down these steps to actually do it. So I think
yeah, okay.
when we start doing like our tasks, we probably want to just do a tab that says home page, landing page, and then you have your images, your nav bar, and your footer. But then you make another component that kind of breaks down the nav bar. So like, just like how this image is, you're gonna have to make these tasks go deeper. I mean, the task will go deeper than what this image is, because we'll need to specify, well, we want to be able to, for the products page, we want to be able to have a list of the products. So say I have our JSON objects where you guys could test the code. So when I talk about JSON objects and routes, does everyone know what I'm talking about? Because sometimes not everyone understands what that is, and I don't mind explaining it if you don't.
I do.
Okay.
I do.
Yeah, I do too.
Okay. So the whole purpose of me making those JSON objects is so you guys could test, and then you could create a function with those JSON objects, and because I won't have, me and Hanlon won't have the backend up yet. So you could test if we agree on that data, how we want it to be, and you could test that. Then once it comes time to actually creating, like when we're done creating the backend, you could just plug it in and it should still work. So when we think about these tasks, we want to think about what we want to do inside each page. So in the nav bar, we want to make sure, and we don't have to fill it out. And that's the thing. You could just make those components, and then when it's time to work on it. So you have your nav bar, and you create files that for the search filter, the about me, the products, the blog, the cart, and the drop down. So that's like one task. You're not doing like everything in each of those things. So then when it comes to a next task, someone could break down just the search filter. So it's like, okay, what do we need to create this search filter? And you make that as a task. And then once you complete it, then you could go to, okay, what do we need for the about me page? And you list that out in the tasks. And then, once you're done, then you could check it off. So it's like one of those things as you continue. Does that make sense?
Yep. Makes sense to me, as long as I'll
Yeah.
just do the start.
Okay. Because sometimes when I talk, I think I make sense. So if I don't, just make sure that you cut me off. You're like, hey, Sarah, I don't understand what you're saying. Because, I mean, you won't learn if you don't ask questions. And like I said, I have a habit that I'll start talking and I think I'm saying things all out loud, and it's not all out loud. So my brain works faster than my mouth.
Okay, so with Asana, I think because each subtask doesn't doesn't populate a new like text or task block, I think I'm gonna put like homepage, landing page as its own task. Just like once a homepage is like set up, then you can just say, okay, we got that part done. Then you guys can start working on each subtasks, but then those are going to be their own tasks, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Because I think it'll get too nested, and then it's going to get a little messy because it's like everything is in that one task.
Okay. So would it be better if we did add our component sheet, just put it in?
Yeah,
So,
I think just having the component sheet like somewhere on Asana at least is a good reference.
so what I did is, if you look at the home page, landing page, if you open it,
I see the comment.
yeah, so I put the comment. So I guess it would be better to reference that.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
obviously when we're working on it, if it's unclear, we could always talk about it working together and figuring it out. I think would probably be best. I think one thing that is very helpful that I've done is what is it called? I can't think of it right now, but working with someone and coding together, you know,
Pair.
programming. Thank
Yes.
you.
Yep, I got you.
Because there could be things that you know, and there could be things that the other person know, and you could be teaching each other or something. So I think pair programming is very helpful and useful.
Do we have a deadline for this project?
It's 12 weeks.
Okay.
So I think, so every 2 weeks is a sprint. So we need to think about some deliverables that we want to have completed by the end of each sprint. So like this sprint, this is the last week of this sprint. I think just understanding what we're doing and just getting the stuff that's not coding under wraps, like, you know, our components, our Asana, you know, maybe doing some research on, you know, WordPress with blogs, looking up the Square API stuff, stuff
Should we
like
write
that.
on the board just to
We can.
have it. Yeah,
Yeah.
just as like a checklist.
I guess
we can check the things that we're doing every day or something, or every meeting we have.
and that's, yeah, so that's another thing I wanted to see. So we have where we're having Thursdays where we're meeting with Mitch, but are there other days that Tammy and Hanlon, are you guys available where we could, I don't know if you want to have it as a regular set schedule, and then when it comes time to, like, if something comes up, an interview or something, we could always, you know, reschedule for another day. So then we know that
yeah,
these
I'm
are
I'm okay with setting up an actual like set meeting.
okay. Just because then we'll know, like, hey, we got to meet up, and then
We can plan accordingly, yeah.
yeah. And like I said, you know, us filling out the information into Slack, and then you know, we could always update the information in Notion. So just in case if our messages disappear, we have all that information in there that we're not losing.
Yeah. Okay.
You need me to
So
get out
in
of this?
Asana right now, I have it broken down a little bit. I don't know if this is the best way to do it, but so I have in the front end bit, we have the home page, and then we have navbar, which has 6 subtasks,
Mhm.
which is like what should have it or what should be in it. Then in the footer, there's 5 subtasks, which is what should also be in it. I think I might make a task for,
Well, each page will be a task, because even though someone is making the nav bar, they're not completing.
yeah, so that's what
All
I'm
that.
trying to figure out. So I could make a task for all of that, for each of these like pages too.
Yes.
It's just gonna become very like redundant almost, but if you go through it and then, so we don't have like a nested anything. So if you go through and let's say we look at navbar, and then you see that there is, which one has multiples? So you see that there's products. So if you finish products, then you can like click that it's done. Unless you guys want it to be more nested, because within the products subtask, I can make more subtasks within that subtasks.
So
But I don't
what
know
I
if
would,
that's going to be more complicated to like look through.
No. So one thing that I would also recommend is add the nav bar as a subtask. Because because you could actually,
because if we make navbar a subtask of, so I could make navbar images and footer a subtask in homepage and landing page. But if we do that, then do you want the subtasks within the subtasks? Does that make sense?
yeah. So I'm trying to figure out how this works, because like in Trello, what it would do is you would have these subtasks in here. And then when someone is taking it, you would take it out of this thing here and move it into a task. So like, this is like our idea of what we want to work on. But okay, say Mitch is like, okay, I want to work on nav bar, on just the component, the nav bar. She could take that, and that's what I'm trying to figure out. Like,
Can you draw click and drag it?
that's what I'm trying to do.
Okay. If that doesn't happen, if that doesn't work, I can make every like task a small task, or make everything like almost a duplicate of itself, because I don't remember what other, it wasn't, maybe it was ClickUp. I don't know if it was ClickUp or if it was Asana, but there was one that when you make a subtask under one of the main tasks, it would also populate another like block. So then you could click and drag and like move it around, but it doesn't seem like a subtask is populating as a task.
Yeah, because
itself.
like with this, I think like if I wanted to create this as like convert this into a card,
Okay.
like it would put a card,
Yeah.
and then you could, move it. So that's where I was thinking
Yeah.
this would do the same thing.
I want it to do that.
What does this do? This is a duplicate search. Yeah, I don't like this. What we could do is we could add the stuff in there. Oh, wait. Did you add something else in there?
Did I?
So this is a duplicate. Create follow-up task. You open in a new tab.
Yeah, that's not what you need.
Okay, nope. We don't want to mark complete. We already duplicated it. What do we do when we, okay, we copied it to the clipboard.
Because we can also take a look at it in like a different way.
I don't like this.
Yeah, I don't like it the way it is right now. Do you want to, so above where it says like overview list board timeline, up at the top below Cayden May pet projects, do you want to click list, and then we can take a look at it like that?
Okay, where do you see that? Oh, list.
Up at the
right
top.
here.
Yeah. So if you look at front end, and then you see, let's say just navbar, it's almost like in like Windows, just all the folders. So then if I make a subtask under that, it's just gonna be very nested. That's why I'm trying to not make it so nested, because
I see now what you're talking about.
Yeah.
That's so weird.
Yeah. So what I don't like is that it doesn't populate it as an actual like individual task. It will stay nested within its own thing, which is really difficult to do when we're trying to make it into bite-sized pieces that we can do for a day or even just like a sprint,
Why don't we just put everything in there right now?
Okay. So I'll make
like-
everything its own thing.
Yeah, like, you know how you have like the nav bar and you put it in there, and then we could create like,
Yeah, I
the
can create
about-
one that does like search filter and about me, and it'll just look very duplicated, but it'll probably work better in the long run, I think.
okay. And then what I'll do is how to use Asana. I'll put that as a task for me to understand. Just because, yeah, you would think that it would be a lot easier where you just
Exactly.
move it, because, you know, we don't want to move this whole thing. And like, even to that, can you drag? Yeah, so we don't want to move that whole thing in there, because that is more than one task.
Yeah. Okay, I assigned something to Tammy. Don't freak out. I'm just testing something. Not sure if that did anything. Never mind.
Right.
You didn't do anything.
Sorry, I heard you had to go pee.
Oh no, you're fine.
Sorry,
If you
there's
saw
no
something pop up
peeing
in
in this
Asana,
class.
don't worry. Okay. Yeah, I don't know why it doesn't do it.
Okay.
Oh, you know what it is? It's that we're using basic Asana and not the upgraded one.
That's ridiculous.
I think that's what it is. From what
Well, I mean, we could always move it to Trello if we need to, and be like, hey, you know, with the basic, you don't get, but let me, before
you can double check.
yeah, I'm definitely gonna do some research, and then we could talk about it maybe the next meeting, just because it needs to give you at least some of those basic
Yeah, I know.
things. And I know, like, this is very similar to, what is it, Jira? I think that's like another one. I think that's
I
what
don't
my
know.
roommate uses with his job, Jira. So maybe I could be ask him when he's not working, hey, like, how do you use Jira? And the Jira?
I think it might be Jira.
It is Jira. He just
Yeah.
came in and corrected me. So I could always say, hey, can you show me how it works on yours? Because I believe the same company owns
Should be.
Asana.
Yeah, there should be a way to do it. I just cannot figure it out right now.
Um, but yeah, I could see if there's a way to figure out. And that's like one thing. So I have a habit that I'm like, oh, I'll check it out. If that's something that someone else wants to do, feel free and say, hey, I want to do that. I'm one of those people that needs to know how things freaking work. So I'm always willing to do the task, but if that's something that you want to do, please be like, hey, can I do that? And, you know, or we could both do it and see what we both come up with. So don't feel like I'm just like taking everything. down as we're waiting. So I don't know if there's like a demo walkthrough. Oh, wow. I think I would really love this if I could actually figure it out just looking at like all the stuff that it does. Because like it seems like it's very organized and it shows like your work patterns and I'm a weirdo. I like that stuff. Yeah, and then on the back end, we need to like set up we need to create JSON objects and routes, which I have a couple, but they're probably like the user's fine. I think with the products table, I'm trying to like think ahead. So like if she does want someone else work on it, that'll make it easier for them. So I'm thinking we probably want to have a products table on its own and then have a collar table because that's a specific product, and then join the product, the actual collar table to the product table. So I think we need to do that, and then we probably want to. Do you know Connects at all?
No, I don't.
Okay. So Connects is a nice framework to make it easy with Express and Node. I couldn't think of the word. Express and Node to set your tables up. It makes it so easy, and it connects it to your database. So if you're wanting to use Postgres or SQLite or something like that, those are the two that I know. Any other ones I would need to learn a little bit more about. But yeah, it's just knowing the terminology, how to put, like if it's going to be an integer or, you know, a string or something like that, that's different database tables say it differently.
Yeah.
So that's the only thing. And then we are going to be the ones that are going to be working with the API, the Square API. So that we have that. And then I thought maybe I don't know if you guys want to do it as a team, but I think we might also be the ones that are going to be dealing with the WordPress blog. But if anybody else is like interested in that, I mean, we could always do it as a team, but I think that would be something we would need to add to ours. And guys on the front end, don't feel like you're the only ones doing it. If you need me to help you over here, if you know, I can. I'm just not, you know.
Got it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not like I said, I'm not perfect. I'm still very green, but I understand a lot of the stuff, and I do use my old projects for leverage.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if you do work with me, I'll be like, oh, this kind of reminds me of blah, blah, blah. Let me go find that project. So just so you know, heads up.
I have a question. Do we have anything else that we can get from Bobby about her company in such a way? We're trying to build her a website, but the only
Right.
The only thing that she gave us, yeah, the link for her Etsy and her blog, but and the picture of Cayden. But like if you look at my wireframe, there are texts there that it's all lorem ipsum texts. You know what I mean? So
Right.
is she gonna be providing us anything to fill out all this information there so that we're not just guessing?
So, in my notes, I have a thing for questions. So when we have a meeting with Bobby, because
Mhm.
I'm assuming we're supposed to meet with her once every sprint, this is the place that you want to put your questions. So like if you're wanting more information, and it's cool because like you could actually put it down and you could always be the one that asks it, or we could have someone that is representing our team and doing all the questions, or we could all be asking questions, like ask one question at a time. But I think having this here, one, I think I'll help everyone see the flow of what's in your head and maybe be like, oh, I didn't think about that question. That's a good question. Or, it could also help for future when you guys are working on a project and trying to think of questions. So that's the reason why I started creating this document, just to get those questions out there. And like I said, I have where you guys are all able to write on here. The only thing I just ask is don't remove anything.
Okay.
But yeah, but that is good that you're thinking like that, because that is something that understanding like her business and her itself can also make it a little bit more personal when we're making the website.
Yeah, because I'm thinking it's not like we're just designing it and handing it to here's your website. It's not like that. And then that she's gonna be working it on her own. It's like we're
Excuse me.
building it totally for her, isn't it?
Yeah, it is for her. And then I think when I asked about the WordPress, what was it? No, it wasn't WordPress. It was the API. So the reason why she's using the Square API is because Etsy used it. So she already has a login. So you know how like we were talking about, oh, we'll have to get her to sign up. She does have the sign up. We'll just need her to create a key where we could add it into our, so that was a good thing. But yeah, and I don't know if you guys even noticed, I think the last time she blogged was May 24th. So,
What year?
yeah. So, at first I couldn't figure out how this worked, and I was playing with it because I was like, how do you get to the previous? But you have it down on the bottom. So she wants to keep this itself.
Yeah, because see, I'm looking at it. It's like she has so little information in there. It's just like that one blog there, just little information. Do we plug that in, or everything's fresh?
think-
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
so I think
about us, if I'm gonna put that in, I'm gonna plug that in there. Is that all she wants? It's just we're just recreating a web app for her, and then she has to handle everything that's the content for it. I just don't understand.
so. We're gonna be connecting the WordPress link into the website. So we're not recreating the blog. We're connecting it. We're connecting it. So we're not recreating this. Is that me?
Loud music.
I thought it was me. I thought I hit like something playing.
Nah, it's me. Sorry.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
It's outside. It's
I
not
don't-
me, it's outside.
Oh, you're in New York, of course.
Yeah, yeah.
No, I just was like, oh, I thought I hit. Sometimes videos will pop up playing, and I'm like, oh my god, can you guys hear that? But that's good. So all this, Mitch, is going to be the same. All we're doing is we're going to get an API link and connect it like we would with any API. So we're just connecting it, and it routes it to the blog.
See, all I thought was, I was doodling my visual wireframe, right? I was doodling everything that in such a way, like the blog itself, we create a new blog page for her, and then just plug in all she have from WordPress, and then from then on, she'll just forget WordPress. She'll use her app to use her blog now, something like that. So apparently, that's not the case.
Yeah, there's several different ways that you could connect WordPress.
Mhm.
So, you have the hosted, which we already have, like this is what is going on. And then you have where you could have it, hold on, where she could also have it hosted, but also be connected to her actual website, but she still has all the admin features of the WordPress, but it's just going to be able to be posted on. I know there's others, but those are the two that I could that I could think of right now.
Okay.
Yeah, when we get to that, we'll probably get more detailed. It's very it's something that I don't think we need to focus on right now. We need to focus on how we're gonna get the website up. And when it comes to the About Me page, what Tammy, Helen, and I talked about the first meeting was we were just going to take this information that we have here and put it in. And then if she has anything that she wants to update, we could change it. But this could be the filler for now.
Okay.
So all we want to do is make sure that we're focused on the actual components, the website. And then when it comes to the WordPress part, that's where, I'm doing some research. So hopefully I'll have a little more information to explain that a little bit better, unless someone else knows, and you guys are welcome to jump in. But it's something that I have not worked with that I have to figure out before I could give you any answers.
But are you asking about WordPress?
Just how WordPress works with the website, how to link it. Like if you know how to do that, other than,
Well,
we're not there
easiest
yet.
way
But when
I
it comes
can
to that,
think I'm sorry.
Yeah.
The easiest way I can think of is when we have a nav bar saying blog, and once that it's like a link going to that WordPress site she has. That's the only way, because they're external links.
yeah, they also have other links. Like I said, there was some stuff, there were 3 different ways that you could connect it that I saw. I don't know it completely. I'm still doing research, but there's 3 different ways that you could definitely connect it to. So it just depends on how she wants it, because you could actually connect it and have it still look like the flow of the website,
Yes.
and not the actual WordPress website. So like I said, I don't know a lot about it, but it's just something that I did see and was doing research on.
Yeah, I can actually picture what you're thinking at the moment, because I actually did that with my own website. Then I have another website which is just plain blogger stuff. And then I just connect the links and everything, that when in such a way, when you click this page of the blog, it goes to the other website without noticing the page. It was a separate website.
Right.
So yeah, I was thinking what you're thinking. So we'll get there hopefully when we build the components and put codes in.
Yeah. I know that we've been chatting. Does Tammy and Hanlon have anything?
I do not.
I've been reorganizing. So if you look on Asana now, we have it blocked in a few different blocks. So now we have homepage, images, nav bar, footer, and then back end. So we have all of them for front end, and then
You looks good.
just because I think it might just be visually easier for us to see it in this way, since we have so many things kind of overlapping also.
Okay. Give me one moment. I'll be right back. I gotta grab the door.
Mhm. If this doesn't make sense to you guys, just let me know, because
I'll be right back, guys.
okay.
Sorry, guys.
No worries.
So did you guys talk about anything while I was gone?
Nope, it was very quiet.
It was very quiet. Okay. Okay. So yeah, this looks good.
Yeah, I mean, if it doesn't make sense, it's completely okay. I'm just trying to make it, because what we have right now isn't like even bite-sized pieces. These are still kind of big pieces.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm trying to make it so each of these boxes that you have
Mm-hmm.
has its own task, so then they can populate more under them. If we can figure out how to make Asana like actually everything connect and make it very simple on us, then it's even better. But right now, I don't know how to do that. So I don't want us to be clicking through like 5 bajillion different things in order to get to the task that we want.
Yeah. And I found the Asana guide and I put it in there. So we could look
Yeah.
at that and see if there's a better way of doing this. But I think this is a good start. At least, you know, we have everything out there.
Exactly.
And then if we need to adjust it, it should be easy enough. Does anybody else have anything?
I think Mitch had to taking a break or she needed to do something. I don't know.
Okay, sorry. I'm
Oh,
back.
no, it's okay.
Yeah, I had to send out my doggies. What I missed.
We just were talking about how Hanlon put all this stuff in here, and we're trying to figure out the best way. So right now we just put everything in here, and then I did add the guide in there. So if we come across something that will make it a little bit easier, we could discuss it next time.
Okay.
Yeah, if the Asana board kind of makes sense, Mitch, do you understand what Asana is supposed to be used for? Or like, is it just like you don't know how to physically use Asana?
I understand what it does. It's just like, I think it's just like Trello board, but I don't know how to use it. That's why I was kind of lost.
Yeah, we're all in that same place.
Yeah. But yeah, so you guys, like Tammy and Mitch on the front end, if you guys figure out any details about any of these tasks, you can just add in new tasks.
Now, my question is, let's say, for example, just doing the, like you said they're FE images, right?
Mhm.
So if I double click that box and then put my progress in there, is that how you want to do it? Is that how we do it?
So
if I,
it's more like if you're planning on what you're doing. So with
Uh-huh.
images, you could in the images box,
uh-huh.
you can just click on that and then add a subtask and then say like this is what you did or whatever. And then you can, if you already did it, you can just put a check mark and then it'll show that you did that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that would be much easier. It's just like I'm not going in blank and what does it do I have
Yeah.
to do this? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like if we end up having like a brainstorming session or whatnot, and there's like XYZ things that we need to finish or like work on, then you can just
Mhm.
add a new task in one of these like
Okay.
blocks, I guess, or boxes if it's within one part of it. And
Mhm.
then you can assign it to yourself or you can assign it to Tammy or any one of us. And then whenever we get to it, then we can do a check mark when we're done.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So maybe if you looked at, take a look at the Asana guide, that might help as well. There's videos on there. I definitely am going to do it myself just to get a better understanding. But I think if we
Well,
look
I
at,
tried to look. I tried to look on YouTube how to use Sauna, but then some of the videos theirs are very unclear. Really, it's not actually a tutorial of how to use it. So it's just like saying what it is, but it's not really the tutorial how
I
to
think
use
it's also like if you know how you like to or how the team likes to plan, then you kind of make use of Asana the way you want it to, because there's different ways of looking at the Asana board too. If you look at the top, there's list, board, timeline, calendar, dashboard, and whatnot. And so you can see it in different ways, but the way we're looking at it is more like task-based. So I think looking at the board is a little easier, but I never really find the videos for these types of apps that helpful, just
Yeah.
because it's like it's very team-based, like how the team functions and how much documentation you like and how much like you accountability you need and whatnot. So
yeah, and that's why like it would probably be better if you look at the documentation on Asana to see
Mhm.
like what it offers, and then
yeah.
as a team, that's where we could figure out what we want to use. Like we want to be able to, branch off of the ones that we have, like this nav bar that has like 6 different tabs. We want to be able to go in here and be like, okay, I want to work on this and put it into a task. So that's something that I know Trello offers, but as we see right now, we don't think it does, but maybe in the documentation, it'll give us a clearer vision of how to do it.
Okay.
So that we're meeting on Thursdays, are we wanting to keep this 2:30 meeting normal for now?
Except next Thursday, remember?
Right, we know that.
Okay,
I just want to make sure, I mean,
Yeah.
even though you might not be here next week, we probably could still meet.
yeah,
Yeah,
I
I'm
can just
good.
watch the recording all the time and know what you guys are
Yeah.
talking about, yeah. That's
I think
Fine.
this is a good time just because we're all at
Awake.
least yeah.
Yeah.
It's okay. Like I woke up from a nap right in the beginning of this meeting, so I was a little dazed for a bit, which is why I was quiet, but
Yeah.
we're good. We're good.
Understandable. Yeah, I burnt myself last night and had a really bad burn.
Oh,
And I
no.
took some Tylenol PM, and I don't know if
Oh, shit.
anybody has ever done that, but
Yep.
I had a very hard time waking up myself.
Oh
so,
no.
So I feel you, Hanlon. I was drinking coffee while we were talking, and yeah, I now feel better. I feel more awake, but yeah, I was in that
feel better
droggy
now.
mode. Yeah. And it's funny because like my roommate, he went out and bought pot holders for me because I kept using towels.
Oh no.
So I had one pot holder on one hand and the other one I didn't put in the hand. I just had it and I went to go grab the hand and the thumb just touched it. And
Wow.
oh my God, I was crying like a baby. But yeah.
Oh. I hope you're okay.
Oh, I'm okay. Like now it doesn't hurt. Like he went out and got me some really good stuff that helped the pain. But I really think between that and the Tylenol helped. But yeah, I was totally dragging when I first got on here. So I feel you. So Hanlon and Tammy, what days would you want to have like a regular basis? The only times that I'm not available is the Wednesday night. I can't do anything Wednesday night. And then Friday, I have a meeting that I go to at 6:30, 6 o'clock Central Time. So I could go either before or after that. I would prefer before though.
So did you want to meet an additional time, not just Thursday? Is that what?
Yeah,
Okay.
because I think we're gonna need to meet more than once a week
Yeah, I
to
think
get
so
the project.
too.
Yeah.
At least for like a couple weeks.
Yeah.
Right now, Tuesday and Thursdays are open for me. Yeah.
Okay. For me, this Tuesday, I have a bunch of doctor's appointments, so I can't do that. But Thursday, I'm good too.
Okay.
Yeah, because I think we should also spread out the meetings. So like having it like Wednesday or Friday or even maybe Saturday, but like Wednesday and Friday is probably not the best idea if we're gonna meet on Thursday too.
Okay.
So I guess we could do Monday. I know next Monday is fine anytime after 6 o'clock Central for me because I have a big interview, but yeah, Monday is usually fine with me, just not next week.
Okay.
Sorry, I have to pack right now, so I'm gonna have to run out. And
Okay.
if anything, if like when we plan out the next meeting, please remind me in the chat. But I'm good on Monday too. Like you said, like after 6 Central Time.
Okay.
So I'm good for that. And bye, ladies. I gotta go. Thank
Okay.
you for the
Have
meeting.
fun.
Yeah,
Bye.
Have a good weekend. Bye.
You too. Bye. Okay. So what time would work for you?
Okay, which days were we talking about?
So right now we're talking about Monday.
Okay.
So like I know you have your meeting and I don't want you to like feeling rushed or whatever. So
Yeah.
what time?
I am like the meeting or the interviews are supposed to be done at 5:30. So, but Monday for this week and next week, I think are a little, or this coming week and the week after that. So the 18th and the 25th, I'm a little busy.
Okay.
So we can plan something, but well, I'm free next Monday after 6 o'clock. I'll be a little brain dead, but
That's fine. Do you want to do 6:30 Central Time? So that would be
sure.
7:30.
Yeah, just give me like a
Yeah.
little bit of a breather.
Yeah. That's why like I don't want to have it where, and then, you know, from there, I guess that Monday we could figure out, I'll see if I can figure out how to do a calendar for our group.
Okay.
And then we could try to schedule something with that, because I think meeting at least 2 to 3 times a week will help, you know, one, it'll help us, you know, code together,
Mhm.
but also be able to work with each other if there's any issues or have any questions.
Yeah.
And you know, just so you know, if we need to, like, say we have this scheduled and something comes up, we could say, hey, can we, you know, reschedule it for this day? Is anybody available for this day?
Okay.
So,
yeah,
you know, it's not going to be set in stone, but it's good to have at least some type of day so we know that we're looking for it,
yeah.
and then go from there.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll put it 6:30 Central
Okay.
Time,
Yeah.
7:30 Eastern Time.
Yeah.
Is there anything that you guys want to talk about on other than what we just discussed, or are we good?
No, but I think we will have to start scheduling a meeting with Bobby just to give her a heads up
Yeah,
of like what's going on.
Okay.
and probably she has an input, give her an insight of what we're doing.
So do we want to craft up an email right now or a message to her to see, or just
Do we want to, if we we can. It's more of when is everyone available for that next time.
oh, that's right.
So unless we want to do the Thursday meeting as a meeting with Bobby.
That'd probably be best if she's available.
Yeah. So
I know,
we
like,
can-
I know Mitch won't be here this Thursday, but at least, you know, if we have it consistent, then everyone
Exactly.
will be there.
Exactly. Yeah. So I think because Tammy said that she's free on Thursday. So we can ask Bobby if she's free, let's say same time next Thursday.
Okay.
And then if she's not, then we can adjust to when she is free, but
Okay. So
at least we give her a time to work with.
we'll do, I'm doing it on the actual
Slack channel?
yeah, our whole team.
Okay, that's fine.
I'm gonna do we're wondering if you would be available. We'll say a Thursday.
Mhm.
On Thursday. This. On Thursday during each sprint.
So like every other week. I think.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, it's very short, but I'm going to share the screen, see if you guys are okay, and if you want to add anything.
Yeah, that's fine.
And then obviously, you know, we could say 2:30 after, or I could add 2:30 now. What do you guys think?
You can probably just put 2:30 right now and then see if she's not available like at 2:30 for Thursdays, then we could change the time, but do Central because I think she might be Eastern.
Yes. That look good?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna send it. And I guess,
Okay, now we just wait.
yeah, and you know, we could see, and then as a group, we could just respond.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't need to stay on because she probably won't respond like right now.
Right away, yeah.
But yeah, at least we have it out there, and then she could respond, and we could see as a team, and
Yeah.
whoever sees it could respond.
Mhm.
Okay. Well, I think we did pretty well for this meeting.
Yeah.
Yep, we did.
Well, I guess
Okay.
we'll meet up on Monday, and then we'll see Mitch not this Thursday, next Thursday.
Yeah.
And then Mitch, if you have any questions, you know, after you come back or even before you go, feel free. You could hit any of us up.
Yeah.
We'll
You
try
know
to keep everything updated.
Yeah, you know me, I'm always on Slack, looking at my phone, asking.
Yeah. So I
Well,
think we'll call it a day, and
Yeah.
we'll talk at each
Yeah.
other later.
mhm.
Okay.
Well, good talk today,
Yes,
and we'll see you next time.
sounds great.
Okay.
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 Bye.
Bye.